Hey, hey, what's up? What's up? No, it's Sunday. I don't want to do a review today. Because it's Sunday, that's why. Alright, fine. Forget it. Chilling here with my fire and my Crocs on. You want me to do a review? Alright, sometimes you do get what you want. Let's go. Alright, come on, come on. Y'all wanted to do this. Okay, y'all done took me out of my sweet spot by the fire. It's getting kind of smoky over there anyways. Can y'all see all that smoke? Alright, check it out. We got the Vantrue Dashcam N2 Pro in the house. This is a dual lens front and back dash cam, man, with a screen on it. I think it's got a 1.5 inch screen. Yes. So shout out to Vantrue for hooking your boy up with this thing, because kind of needed that for the ride. So let's go in here. We're going to do this thing vlog style. All right, it's super dark in the garage, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out real quick into the driveway. We're going to get this thing underway. I'm kind of excited about this because I've never had a dash cam before. But the wife is always parked outside at the job, so I figured I'd get this thing for her car, and that way we can monitor her car, because she has a nice car. And you know, sitting out in the parking lot all the time, you kind of want to know what's going on with your ride. If something ever happened to it, somebody bumped it or did something to it, kind of want to know what happened, how it happened, and when it happened. Okay, so getting into the box, I didn't bring an unboxing knife with me, but I think we can figure this out. All right, let's get this plastic out of here. Now let's just go ahead and make a mess of my car. All right, she's at work right now, so I can't really install it in her car. I'm hardwired to her car, so it'll be there permanently. But we're gonna just put it in mine temporarily. All right, so we're greeted with some instructions. I'm gonna hang on to this because, oh, that's the camera right there. Okay, then we got some accessories. Let's get into these accessories real quick. This is actually the mount. You can mount this on the glass right here in front on your windshield, and it has some prongs right here. It means that it's a powered supply too. So, oh yeah, you plug it in via USB right here. That looks like a mini USB, not micro. So let's keep this handy. Let's put this back on here. That way we don't mess with the stickiness of that. It's not adhesive or stick or anything. It's just suction cup, but I don't want to get any dust or anything on there. All right, more accessories. Let's see here. We have, looks like we're gonna need this. This is the power right here. This is the USB power supply. Like I said, this is mini USB. This is the plug-in right here. Okay, so this also has the mini USB attachment to it. Now, if you see that right there, this is probably an LED, but if you turn that right there, you do have a USB supply right there, so you can actually charge your phone while this is in your car. Man, this thing, it's not small. It's not humongous, but it's not small. It actually, it feels good quality. It's got like this soft touch to it. It's got a soft touch coating, and here you go. So where you mount it, you can see the prongs right there, these little pins. You slide that in there, and that's how it mounts to your window. So you got your front facing camera right here, then you turn it around, you got your rear facing camera, and this will actually swivel so you can actually aim it at yourself if you want to, or you can aim it toward the back seat or whatever you want. But that's nice that it does swivel. That way you don't have to adjust the whole camera. You can have the camera facing one direction from the front, and then you can actually swivel it to see you or whatever you want to see on the rear facing camera. All right, got all kinds of functions right here. So what I see is the power that looks like reverse and a forward, and this is probably a mode button right here. This is a speaker, and then you have the buttons are actually labeled right here. That way, as you're looking at it, you don't have to turn your head and look up underneath it. It's actually labeled right there, so that's cool, very intuitive. Okay, then you got your power supply right there, your USB input. Nothing else on this side right here. Then you got a reset button. What's going on in this little cap right here? Let's open this up. You have an SD card slot, and that is all. And there's also a reset button right there too. You got all types of sensors in here. There's infrared, and there's the G sensor, and blah blah blah, all kinds of stuff, man. I see your microphone right here on the side. It's a very, very fully loaded, fully functional camera. So this wire, this is long enough for you to run this clear up the side of your car on the driver's side or passenger side, whatever outlet you're going to put it in, and just hide the wire and have it permanently stationed in your car. So it's got plenty of wire here. Or this one is actually a little bit shorter. So I'm gonna use this one. Like I said, I'm hardwired into the wife's car. It says please insert SD card. Fantastic. I don't have an SD card with me. Let me go get one. I'll be right back. So let's go ahead and power this bad boy up. It should not tell me it needs a memory card anymore. It is on. Oh, that is so cool. It's actually looking at me, looking at you. Man, the screen is actually pretty decent. It's not like a high def, high PPI screen here, but it's plenty to see. It's got a picture-in-picture. So if you can see here, it actually has the main screen, then it has the PIP right there at the top left-hand corner. That's pretty cool. So the instructions say once you actually plug it in, once it's powered on, it automatically starts recording. You can actually see the timer right there. It's been recording for 2 minutes. That's how long I've been jacking around with this thing. Let's see here. Let's just press some stuff together. All right, that's a microphone on and off at this point while it's recording. Not sure what I just did there. All right, now it's back on. Let's go through the menu button. Oh, wow. So while it's actually recording, you can cycle through. That looks like auto flash. There's a flash right there. It's on. That's no flash. Oh, I was also reading that once it stops detecting motion, because it has a G sensor, once it stops detecting motion, I believe it's for 5 minutes, it actually goes into parking mode. Or you can manually just press and hold this right here. Oop, that's a camera button. All right, so you can actually take a picture. I just took a picture of my steering wheel and probably my face. I'm not sure. But yeah, it goes into parking mode, and if it actually detects that, you know, there's been movement or like a crash or something, it'll actually lock the SD card so you can't erase the data that's on here. That's really cool, you know, just in case somebody was trying to, you know, do something crazy to your car, they can't just destroy the evidence. I've got the main camera pointed at my steering wheel here. You can see my pinky or my finger moving around there. But the rear camera that faces inside the car, you see how it can swivel up and down to just catch whatever you want it to catch. So I'm just going ahead and straighten it out. That way it's aimed at me. So you see it's recording right now. Let's go ahead and stop it by hitting OK. And it goes away, the little ticker. And now we can toggle through the menu option. You toggle right here with the buttons right here. They're on the bottom, but once again, they correspond with these labels on the front. So let's just go through some of these settings. So let's hit OK. You got your resolution settings right there, your loop recording. Let's go ahead and toggle that and see. Okay, so we got a 1 minute to 3 minute to 5 minute and then off. Okay, so let's just do it for 3 minute loops. That was what was the default. Okay, we'll go into the G sensor. All right, medium, let's just keep it there since that's the default. Got your audio recording, your resolution. The resolution seemed to be okay, but let's just look. All right, so you got your 1080p plus 1080p. All right, so it looks like you can record on both cameras at 1080p at the same time, or you can record on one of the cameras at these different frame rates and pixel options. So, oh, I changed it. Let me go back. All right, let's do both cameras. So I like having both of them on. All right, and then we can go into audio recording, exposure. So let's go back into one of these other modes. Got your system set up here. Let's go ahead and hit OK. All right, let's format. I do need to format the card. The instructions say you are supposed to format the card. So let's just delete all the data and format this card while we're on camera. Formatting is successful. Okay. You can set your time and date right there. All kinds of stuff in here for your menu. Let's toggle through GPS setup. Let's go ahead and see what's in there. All right. You know what? Let's toggle through it. Let's see it together. All right, GPS is on. Speed unit, miles per hour. Let's do that, and we'll go back because that's all there is to that. You can look at your files there. I shouldn't have any. So you got those menu options there. Now this thing doesn't have a full charge. It does have a battery in it. That way if I pull the plug, it'll actually keep running off its own battery. I haven't charged it up. You're supposed to charge for about 2 to 3 hours before the first use, but I have not done that. But hey, I love this camera so far. So let's go ahead and do some test footage. Let me get it wired up in the car. Let's do some test footage from the front and rear camera and see how everything works out. Okay, so before I go ahead and mount this thing, I want you to actually see how it clips to the window, the windshield mount. All right, so you see those pins right there. You just slide it in like that. Line it up, slide it in, and then there's a little button back here that you press when you need to release it, and then you just pull it out. So when you have it locked in there, it's all good to go. This swivel right here is super tight, so it's not going to be bouncing around or anything like that. It is super tight. And it also has, for the suction cup right here, there's a locking device, so you just turn it right there to lock it, and then you turn it this way to unlock it. And it just mounts on your window like such. Okay, for the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and mount it right here. And There it goes. I'm gonna hit the little lock button. I'm gonna hit the little lock switch right here. Lock it in place. Damn, that is secure. Okay, so now I can pull the swivel back, and it actually swivels left to right as well. So you can pretty much angle this thing any way you want to. So we're gonna go ahead and connect the wire that it came with, the USB, right into the car, and it should power on. Yep, there it is, and now it's looking at me. All right, you clearly see that bad boy right there staring me in the face. You can see, can you see me in there? Now, I forgot to tell you guys, I actually plugged this thing in directly to the camera, but the pins are there on the back of the camera and this mount, because once you hardwire it to your car, you can actually just keep it plugged in right here, because that's a USB input right there, and I'm plugging it in backwards. So you just plug that in right there, then you can run the wire up into your ceiling. It just turned on. And then when you need to dismount your camera, you just push that little button right there and you pull it off. But there's still power going to this thing right here. That way you can just walk around with your camera or stash it where you need to stash it. And then you can actually just put it back, and then you have power again. All right, I see a little red dot, and I think this thing is recording. Looks like the microphone is on. So hopefully we're getting some good clean audio, and we're getting some good video footage. The sun is still out, obviously. So I'm gonna have to come back out and get some nighttime footage so we can see how that nighttime footage is gonna look. Hopefully this thing works out really well, because like I said, I wanted this one for my wife's car. Man, the sun is killing me. I wanted this one for my wife's car, but if it works out well, then I'm gonna go ahead and get one for myself, because usually when I do videos in my car, I usually mount up I have what's called a Fat Gecko dual suction cup mount that I stick in my windshield, and then I put my A5100 on it with the screen up. But if this works out well, and this is always in your car, why not just use this? It'll be so convenient. So hopefully this works out, and then I can just use that, save myself a lot of time and trouble. As far as audio, I guess we'll figure that out when we review this footage. I'll tell you what, one of the things I really love about this camera is that you get such a wide field of view. When you have both of these cameras running, I forget the numbers right now as far as the front versus the rear facing camera. What's going on up here? See, y'all can see that, right? People doing some craziness up here. Is it a wreck or what? Looks like somebody just traffic piled up. Anyways, so you can see such a wide range of view. So you can have, like, let's say there was an accident. You got what happened in the front, and you almost don't even have a blind spot as far as like the other camera, because you can see all up in the inside of the car and outside the windows. I mean, that's great in case of an accident. That way you can review footage on how things happen and what went on at that particular time, and you're not really missing much at all, except these tiny little blind spots that are right up here where your A-pillars are. All right, as you can see, it's nighttime. Got my little co-pilot in here with me. Let me aim this camera down so you can see him. Can you see him right there? Say hi, Bogart. Look at him, he needs a bath. Anyways, let's finish up this video. Let's take a little ride, see how this nighttime footage works. So I'm gonna go ahead and warn you right now, if you hear any strange noises, it's him. Man, he snorts and growls and does all kinds of grunting while he's awake. But from what I can tell from looking at the screen here, the picture is actually really clear. Good nighttime footage. You can see me inside the car pretty good. You can see outside the car extremely well. So if you're asking me, I say if you got the money, go ahead and pick up one of these Vantrue into dual dash cams for your setup inside your vehicle, man. But I ain't claiming to be no expert in this kind of stuff. I'm just doing reviews. Y'all go ahead and tap on that like button, tap the bell, and smash on that subscribe button, and I'll see y'all at the next one. You want to say bye, Bogart? Tell him bye. Okay, he says goodbye.